Hey, shalom, shalom. Hey, first and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Kodash. Double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone who rule very well, very beautifully. Double salutations to the Akim out here pushing his gospel in truth and in sincerity to the best of their ability given to them by Yahweh Bahashem Shai. Peace, blessings, and salutations be unto the elect scattered abroad. May the election of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, but willing for part of your houses. Amen. It's the brother Kwanda Wath from the GMS Phoenix camp. Come back at you, Lord will, with the edifying lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. Lord will, it is an edifying lesson. Lord will, it is straight to the point. Hey, but at camp, on Saturday, there was something that was mentioned by the elder brother Bayan, which is second in command, but that brother, man, he made a point of, Matthew the 24th chapter is ultimately, being played out, and we're ultimately starting to see a lot of those things, man, rumors of wars, pestilence, famines, earthquakes, but as it says in the 8th chapter, or that's like in the 8th verse of the 24th chapter, it says what, man, all these are the beginning of sorrows, right, which ultimately points out that there's a time that's going to come that's going to be a lot worse, right? It's going to be a very gruesome and a very deadly time, and that time is ultimately going into, Jacob's trouble, or otherwise called, the hour of temptation, right? You go into that word temptation, it goes into a trial, right? A trial of one's faith, of one's character, one's integrity, right? And that's not going to be a time, that's going to be, easy to get through. It's going to be a very hard time, right? It's gonna be like a time like no other, as we read here in the 21st verse in Matthew's 24th chapter, right? It says, right, for then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be, right? So this is gonna be a very a time like no other, man, as the scriptures say, a literal time like no other. There's gonna be many things that are going to happen. There are going to be earthquakes. There is obviously famine is taking place as of right now. You know what I mean? It's only going to get worse. You have people talking about how, inflation is only get worse. Prices are going to go up. Joblessness is going to go up. Homelessness is going up. There was just people, I was watching World Star. There were people that 200 people in a building, residents that they had just paid rent and they just got kicked out, man. No explanation, no call, no nothing like that. They got eviction notices and they gave them 48 hours to get out, man. So you got a lot of things that are ultimately taking place in this time currently, which are ultimately going to lead to that time, which again being Jacob's trouble, being a time like no other, man. You're gonna have a lot more, a lot more theft, a lot more crime, period, man, going to happen, which is ultimately going to cause, Esau Edom to bring in his, his military, man, to ultimately establish order. Let's go to that real quick because it's ultimately going into 2nd Esdras to 15th chapter, man, and we'll start right here, 2nd Esdras 15 and verse 15. Actually, I'll start at verse 16, just getting to the point. Actually, I'll read verse 15. It says, verse 14, it's like, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword in their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands, right, man? And with everything that's going on as far as, America and this gun law, that they had just established, this and the third, trying to take guns away, and America's ultimately trying to, get rid of, as much resistance as they can, when it comes to, bringing forth their NWO, right? And we know Esau Edom, the scriptures talk about in Genesis the 27th chapter that he's going to live by the sword, man. So all these regular Edomites, hey, they live by that sword, man. They need their, their sword. They need their guns, man. That's just inbred in them, man. So the fact that the government is trying to take it away, and that's going to cause, an uprising, so to speak, man, and where people are going to fight against their governments, being that civil war, man, that's ultimately going to take place, like it says in Isaiah the 19th chapter, I think it's the 2nd verse, which it says that Egyptians, Egyptians versus Egyptians, man. Roughly paraphrasing that scripture, man. Meaning what? Modern day Americans versus modern day Americans, man. These regular peons versus their governments, man, which is going to take place. And on a lower level, man. You got these people going to go up against their governments. People are going to be fighting each other. We saw a glimpse of that over in Kazakhstan, man. It happened not too long ago, man, to where Russia had to ultimately come in and establish that order, man. But he had the regular people beheading and killing cops and stuff like that, man. We're coming to that time, man. It says, verse 16 says, "For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power." Right, and you got a lot of police officers. They're quitting. You have a lot of even local military. They have a hard time recruiting people, man. The percentage on from the ages of 17 to 24 who's able to be recruited has already dropped 6%. From last year, man. So less and less people are even able to be recruited, man. Let alone those that even want to go and be recruited, man, into the military, man. That number's dropped significantly, man. So if the military is dropping, you best believe that your local police, your local authorities, their percentage is already dropping as well, man. You have so many openings, for police officers that they're ultimately, they're starting to dish out certain situations, such as those domestic, when a parent goes to exchange their child to another parent, those exchange and stuff like that. Like they're starting to put those out to a third party, violent, non-emergency, parties, man. They're not even taking those calls no more, man. They're cutting their calls here in Arizona, 90 to 100,000 calls, man. If it's not life threatening or if it's not serious, they're not going to take that call, man. Which is going to open up the door for a lot more crime to, to slide through, man. And people are not going to give a shit, even if there is police officers, man. We saw that in California, man. In the Bay Area, man, where even cops were there and people were just snatch and run, y'all. That's what it was, man. We're starting to see a lot of these things ultimately start to play out on earth more and more and more, right? And like as it says in the 8th verse, it's the beginning of sorrows, man. It's only going to get worse, man. And that's when when these Edomites are ultimately going to bring, which brothers talking about it very well, and most likely is going to be a third party military that's going to come in, most likely NATO. They're going to have that little peace, what is it called, man? The peacemakers or whatever they're called, man. They're going to come in and to establish peace, man. And like it says in verse 17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. They're going to bring in that military and have these military blockades, roadblocks, and so on and so forth. Now, we don't believe there's going to be any local military because you got a lot of these military members, that have family, obviously living in America, man. So, they're not going to want to fight against their own people, man. They're not going to want to fight against, on their own homeland. You saw a lot of people have a problem with that when the January the 6th, incursion happened, and they started to send the National Guard, on American soil against American people. And it wasn't serious at the moment, but they had a problem just with that, man. How much more when it comes to actually setting order, man, and having to actually possibly take an American life, man. You got this whole notion that the people that go into the military fight for the American people. Well, what happens when you have to come up against the people that you were so-called fighting for? That's going to cause, you to either, wig the hell out, and either quit or something's going to happen, man, just to where they're not going to fight, period. So, they're going to have to bring in a third-party military that ultimately doesn't have any ties on American soil, that don't really care, that are ruthless, which goes into the UN, right? NATO, right? They're going to bring in their military and they're going to establish that order, man, and it's going to be real bad, man. And that time, Esau Edom, and he's been doing a lot of studying and a lot of, inventing and so on and so forth, man. He's got these new robots, matter of fact, I think I have that pulled up right now. Yeah, it's right here. It says the next generation of robots. And if you go into this article, Esau's been creating some, some crazy robots, man. And I remember, because they got this one that stands up, and they said they're more focused on the athletic portion of, the right here it says, unlike many Hollywood films where robots are portrayed with advanced human-like artificial intelligence, Boston Dynamics places a focus on what it calls athletic intelligence, right? So it focuses on the ability of that actual robot. Okay, well, what about that one? I can't remember the company that focuses on the actual artificial intelligence, right? You have that freaking you had that robot named Sophia that Will Smith had a conversation with, and they're upgrading that robot, man. Making it more intelligent. Then you have this robot. I don't know if brother's seen it, man, but you had this robot. I can't remember her name. Looked like a female. And she was sitting there saying that, he's getting asked questions. Do you believe that robots are more intelligent than humans, and so on and so on? And she was like, yeah, we believe so, and this and the third. She was like, come on, she knew, and I keep calling it a she because it looked like a female. It was a robot, obviously, but it looked like a female. Knew that they're more advanced than humans, man. And know more, do more, capable of more things than humans, man. And that right there is like, what the hell, man? So you combine these two companies, yeah, you got a super robot, man. Who knows? Esau Edom, has a lot of these things in store, man. He's telling you, oh no, we're not worried about the human like artificial intelligence. We're more focused on the athletic intelligence, right? You being able to balance, you being able to jump, run, this, that, and the third, right? No, no, no. Trying to play it down, but hey, there's a hidden agenda in there, man. What are you creating these fucking robots for, man? What do you need these robots for? You can't tell me it's just for the workforce, because then why are you creating something that operates like a human, man? Why are you creating these dogs, which we've seen, they actually use one of those dogs, those robot dogs, which is right here. They use one of those robot dogs in New York, man, used for investigations and so on and so forth, right? To catch, catch the criminal, right? Hey, but more recently, you know what I mean? There was I remember brothers were talking about it at camp too. That there was a dude who was a former military member, and it was some crime that he committed, whatever, and he got into a shootout with cops, and he dropped about 9 cops before they could even get him. But they had to actually send in a robot in there to get him, man. They had to send in a robot to get him. Ended up getting him. But nonetheless, hey, these robots are going to be used for these things, man. There was a picture a while back, and it was like a year and a half ago, man. Brothers were sharing it around that there was one of these robot dogs that had an actual fucking look like a sniper or a gun on it, man. So these robots are gonna be used in that time, and these robots are not just for show and tell. No, these robots are going to be used when Esau Edom comes in like a flood. He brings in his military and he starts to go into these neighborhoods and snatch people up, and throw them into these concentration camps or isolation facilities or FEMA camps, whatever you want to call them. Hey, these robots, period, what you want to call them, robot dogs, are gonna all be used, man. This is all going to be part of Jacob's trouble. Hey, what the hell is coming, man? And we know what's coming, man. Scriptures say that a prudent man, meaning a wise man, foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, man. And how are we hiding ourselves, man? We're hiding ourselves through the scriptures, man. In hopes that, doing the will of Yahweh Shemel Shai to the best of our ability, striving to serve Yahweh Shemel Shai, hey, he will protect us, man, because we need that protection, Without Yahweh Shem Shai, when Jacob trouble comes, hey, if you don't have Yahweh Shem Shai, your ass is grass, man. Your ass is grass, man. It's gonna be like a time like no other. There's gonna be massive fucking death in these times, man. Especially of you Israelites, man, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, as well as you Israelites that look like the nations you've been scattered in. You're going to be, if you don't have Yahweh Shem Shai, you're not taking heed to the scriptures, you're going to be put to death, man. There's no ifs, ands, or fucking buts. Matter of fact, let me grab a scripture, that basically proves that, man. We'll come back. That might actually just be it on that. We'll come back into it later. This is Isaiah 65 and verse 12, right? It says what? It says, therefore I number you to the sword, man. We know what the sword is, man. The sword goes into many different things, man. It goes into the pestilence, the famines, goes into the earthquakes, and goes into hurricanes and so on and so forth. But in the time to come, a Psalm 17 and 13 tells you the wicked is the sword of the Most High, man, which we know Esau Edom is the wicked, man. So when he comes in with his inventions, which Esau Edom, his birthright, is the sword as well. So not only is he the sword of the Most High, but he has the blessing of the sword, and he's going to use that sword, man. So the sword is going to use the sword on you damn devils, man. On you Israelites that don't want to take heed. You're going to be bowed down, like everybody says, therefore I number you to the sword, and you shall all bow down to the slaughter, man. So a lot of you Israelites, and you have to understand that. Scriptures talk about how Israel is numbered as the sands of the sea, right? So we're the majority. We're not the minority. We're the majority, right? So majority of you Israelites, a large portion of you Israelites are going to be put to death in the times to come, man. And this is why we're out here warning you. We're telling you what is coming. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai through the Spirit of Yahweh Shemel Shai, man. But like I said right here, because when I called, ye did not answer. When I spake, ye did not hear, but did evil before my eyes, and did choose that wherein I delight not. Right? So because you don't want to take heed, you don't want to listen, you don't want to humble down, and the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai is gonna deliver you up to the slaughter. You're gonna be put to death, man. This is what's coming, man. Death is coming. Death and destruction is coming, man. Jacob's trouble is right around the corner, man. We have the understanding, man. We know what's coming. The Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai gave us those signs of these events, coming, right? Taking place, right? While we see the earthquakes, we see the uproars of the people, we see the pestilence, the famines, we see the wars and rumors of wars. These are all things that are to take place right before Jacob's trouble hits, right before World War III hits, right before Yahweh Shai comes, man. So with these things being seen, right, with these things, happening right before our eyes, and what should we do? We need to hide ourselves, man. You do that by taking heed to the scriptures, man. Matter of fact, let me grab this. This is Psalms chapter 91, and verse 1. It says, he that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. Right, man. In that secret place going into this word, man. And what does it say? It says, shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty, man. And I love to break that down, by when you stand under a tree, what does it do? It's protecting you, or it's hiding you from the harmful rays of the sun, right? So this is what this word is to do. It's to protect you, right? It's to hide you from the evil that is to come, and obviously Yahweh Shemel Shai is the one that does that, man. But if we take heed to what he's telling us to do, we take heed to his word, and guess what? He is going to protect us, man. Lord, will we be part of the elect, man? If you're not part of the elect, you're going to be destroyed anyways, man. But if you're part of the elect, the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai will and is going to protect you, man. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it, right? Verse 2, it says, I will say of the Lord, he is my refuge and my fortress, right? You go into that word fortress, it goes into a place of defense, man. It says, my power, in him will I trust, man. It says, surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler, which that fowler is going into Esau Edom, man. And a snare is a trap, right? It says, and from the noisome pestilence, which is World War III. That noisome pestilence is going into his ICBM nuclear missiles being shut off, man. Right? It says, he shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings thou shalt trust. His truth, meaning this word, this wisdom, knowledge, understanding, shall be what? Thy shield and buckler, man. Fucking beautiful, man. Call Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai, man. Verse 5 is, thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor the arrow that flieth by day, nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. Again, going into the ICBM nuclear missiles. It says, 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. Meaning, again, what? The times to come is going to be full of death, man. It's going to be full of death, but the elect right? Those that take heed to this word, those that are predestined to take heed to this word, are ultimately going to be protected, man, by Yahweh Shem Shai, you know, which Lord will, we can all be part of that elect, you know, because we need Yahweh Shem Shai, you know, we need Yahweh Shem Shai, otherwise we're going to die, you know. It says, only with thine eyes thou shalt behold and see the reward of the wicked. And the wicked, we know, is Esau, Edom, you know, which his reward is going to be that ICBM nuclear destruction. And those that escape is going right into slavery, man, you know. But we also know that, you know, 2/3 of our people are wicked as hell, man. Scriptures even say that, you know, their deeds overpass the deeds of the wicked, right? So we know our people can be very wicked, man, you know. And we're gonna see them be put to death, man. We're gonna see them starving, you know, eating each other, so on and so forth. All these different things, all these gruesome judgments are gonna come upon them. We're gonna be able to see that, man. You know, verse 9 it says, "Because thou hast made the Lord, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation, there shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling." Right? So, for he shall give his angels charge over thee to keep thee in all thy ways, right, man? The Lord Yahweh Shem Shai is going to do miracles for us in the days to come. Lord, will we be part of the elect, man? You know? It says, they shall bear thee up in their hands, lest thou dash thy foot against a stone, right? So even the smallest, you know, tribulation or issue, whatever we go through, the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai is going to be there, man. You know? It says, thou shalt tread upon the lion and the adder, the young lion and the dragon shalt thou trample on her feet, because he hath set his love upon me, therefore will I deliver him. I will set him on high, because he hath known my name. He shall call upon me, and I will answer him. Right, man, you got to have the name, you know. And most of our people don't even have the right name, you know. And we try to give it to them, but they can't get it, man. The Lord Yahweh Shem Shai made it to where they can't get it, right? But we have the name, man. We have the proper name. We have the true understanding of the scriptures, man. You know, the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai has given us the ability to prepare for what is to come, man. You know, and so we need to utilize that, man. Don't take it for granted, man. Get this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding as much as you can, man. Get as much as you can, you know, whenever you can, you know, right? It says, he will call upon me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble, right? Jacob's trouble. I will deliver him and honor him. With long life will I satisfy him and show him my salvation. Hey, this whole chapter, man, is a beautiful chapter, man. You know, this is a faith-boosting chapter. You should know this chapter, man. You know, because Yahweh Shem Shai tells us directly, like it says, right here, verse 14 is Yahweh Shem Shai speaking to us directly. This is out of his mouth, right? It says, because he hath set his love upon me, right? Because we set our love upon Yahweh Shem Shai. What is he saying? Therefore will I deliver him. Yahweh Shem Shai saying, I will deliver you. I will deliver you, right? It says, I will set him on high, because he hath known my name, right? He's speaking in first person, man. You know? That's beautiful, man. That's beautiful, man. Hey, so Lord will, we can be part of the elect. Amen. Yahweh Shem Shai got our back, man, for the times that are come. You know, Jacob's trouble is not going to be any time, you know, it's not going to be an easy walk in the park, man. You know, we're gonna literally need Yahweh Shem Shai through every step of the way, man. You know? Comments. So Lord will is edifying, Lord will is faith boosting. You know, Lord will is straight to the point. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Shem Shai, Ba'Shem Rachakadash. Double honor to the elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations be unto the elect scattered abroad. May the election Yahweh Shem Shai, Lord, will lift up on a house and one shit shallow. Until next time.